Let's talk about this. This is a interesting aspect to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This will highlight the future of Texas Chainsaw Massacre from the most recent dev livestream when they break down the possibility of the next patch and what will be happening throughout the game. One of the mates on Reddit have actually highlighted all the points captured in that event and put them down to dot point form where it's much easier to digest and talk about and discuss on the channel today. So let's go through that right now. So the first change they're bringing to the game is Leatherface will be optional by the end of the month, no longer mandatory. The implications that come from this change at the very start seem very casual, obviously, because any player can play whatever character they want, meaning that lobbies will start off quicker because there's no limitations on the characters that you can pick. So if you don't want Leatherface, you can play 3 other characters, maybe Hitchhiker, Cook, and Johnny. Do whatever characters you want to play, you can do so in that team comp. So synergy for team comps will be greater and much more interesting, but the problem becomes that Leatherface is such a strong character in essence that having him taken away from the character list or the gameplay could change the game for the better or the worse. I'm guessing the worst, but we'll see. We'll see how it turns out, especially with the new DLC on the horizon. But alongside this, there's an implication with barricades. There's barricades all over the map, and now no one's been able to break the barricades, so that will stop some of the flow for family, which I don't know if that's to be fun or boring. In my opinion, could be very boring. We'll figure it out as we get to that point when this update is live. And it seems like, from what we know, the update will be live towards the end of the month, with all these changes implemented into the game. The next change is there'll be more levels after level 99. This means nothing. This is just like a subtle flex for the players that want to reach the highest level. It really means nothing. After level 70, you already have max characters in the current roster of TCM. After level 80, you have max characters with the future DLC characters as well. And from there, it seems like most likely every 10 levels is the 2 character levels, I believe. But we'll find out. It could even be less than that. So that's something to keep in mind. So you don't really have to hit the level cap at all. But if you enjoy the game, you can do so. Wait for double XP weekends if you want to play the game as much as you want to reach that level 99. That might be the best option for you. 3. There won't be different loadouts for different skill trees for now. So this is, to me, a big no-no, but whatever. Shut down the idea of a potential build association where you can have any build for any situation. Looks like you can't do so. You have to stick with whatever one build you have and just deal with the shit you have to deal with because that's how the game is. Casual. 4th, there'll be grindable cosmetics for the future, potentially in-game currency as well as alternative to buying cosmetic with real money. I'm not sure if this is what they said, but there you go. That could be one of the points there, where you can actually grind out the game and get benefits for grinding out the game. That sounds like another game to me. That is Dead by Daylight. So I think that's a good idea. A no-brainer, in fact, for the game and its longevity to have these changes in should be really nice because it means that we can actually get some different cosmetics that we don't have to pay for because some of the skins for the victims, I feel like, should be grindable cosmetics and not paid cosmetics. That's my opinion, but they can add that at some point, hopefully sooner than later, so then you can grind out the game, enjoy, and then have some type of sense of progression because you're rewarded with a skin after playing maybe 10 or 20 hours, or most likely much more, but still, it's still an option. Number 5, there'll be more maps and more characters in the future. Very vague, obviously that was with any game. Expect more maps and more characters. Right now, the cadence in my mind, I'm thinking this will most likely be, in the future, total of 6 characters added to the roster, and a total of 3 maps. The way it's going, I think that might be the case for the next year or so. That's the ideology I have. Could be much more. I'm hoping for much more maps than characters, to be honest, because maps means more interactions, more fun moments to be captured, and that is maybe the best. More characters can be fun, don't get me wrong, but the way the characters are created in this game, it can be very limiting until they add new weapons or new gameplay movesets in some way to make them much more challenging or skillful, in essence. There'll be new perks related to the new characters, while some other perks might get taken off. I think... Oh, so it's talking about hybrid perks. So I think this is the same thing as, like, you compare Serrated as a universal perk to all other characters, but Leatherface gets Rough Cut, which is a stronger variant of Serrated, but only available to Leatherface. That might happen here, but this could also mean that what ends up happening is some of the universal perks can't be accessed by the character because they may have just unique perks that play a different way for the character. By purpose, to give it different gameplay techniques compared to the rest of the roster. That could be another thing there. Very vague, but something's happening. That's good to know. 7. There won't be any skill-based matchmaking as the game isn't about competitiveness. This can never happen anymore because the player base is too low. At the very start, this could have happened and could have actually been very successful in my opinion. And for better or worse, you know? But in this case, no way. Like, you can never do it right now with the player base that's currently at and their lobbies and the way they start and how long it takes to find lobby. No way. Competitive won't exist in this game ever. So keep that in mind. Family house is under investigation. This just means that, shit, we put the pressure valve in the wrong location. We should leave it in the house as a guaranteed spawn. Oh, yeah, I think so. Yep. And maybe make another exit. Because I think 3 exits is not enough from middle area. There has to be another exit. Most likely next to the side garden. Not the side door, but the side garden. Where there's a ladder that goes up from basement. There might need to be an exit there. I think that might be the only option. To have an exit somewhere around that area. To create some more flow within the game. Where players can actually depart from that area. Go to the back of the garden or the front. Maybe the front for better, but I think the back is maybe smarter. So what ends up happening, the pressure valve is a guaranteed spawn there. And then what ends up happening, a player can go from basement through the ladder, get the pressure valve in the middle of the map, come back to the pressure valve location, put the pressure valve on, turn it on, open the you know where the door is between the side of the house and also the door that goes to the side garden. That door there and the side garden itself where the ladder is, there should be another door there that leads to the back garden to the sunflowers. From there, that becomes the player movement where they open the valve. They go from there, go to that door, go around the back side of the building, go to the right side of the building where the generator usually spawns. Then from there, go to the front house of the building, then go to pressure gate as a way to extract if they don't open other doors in the front of the house. I think that's a simple change. Please listen to developers. I know you're watching this every time because all the changes that have happened recently have been based on our discussions. So I'm guessing that will be a very good change for that map. And then the players can still double check that area because it's a high traffic area. When they go past towards the staircase, they can double check, see if the door's swung open or not. So I think that'll be kind of good. Number 9. There won't be any season-based maps as it will be too complicated to work all the mechanics tied to rain, snow, etc. Blood trails, film grain, etc. So, unlucky. This would have been a nice vibe for the game. But don't expect anything that takes a lot more effort when it comes down to season effects. Like Halloween effects, Christmas effects. What it may be, it's just too much for what the game is. So don't expect it. I think it would have been nice to see it, but don't expect it. 10. Shirtless Johnny will be included in cosmetics. If this is a paid skin, this is going to be funny because this skin was a modified skin in the game, aka a mod on PC where you can get for free. So, I know people still have the mod. If you still have the mod, maybe use that instead of buying the skin, but your choice. It's there. They did it because of the mass appeal from a community, and it means buckaroos for them, which is a no-brainer. There'll be tweaks in-game meant to encourage a more stealth-based gameplay. The early tweaks you can really do here is encourage shadow gameplay more than anything and delay Grandpa. That's the only way. Grandpa needs to be delayed. Grandpa level 3 has to take much longer to get to than it is right now. Getting to level 3 Grandpa is just too quick. So, even level 4, sorry. Level 4 Grandpa is just too quick, which then reveals your location if you're in shadows or not. So, delaying that as much as possible would encourage stealth-based gameplay, but also then that would lead to the movement of the characters in the game being slower. You'd have to promote movement to be slower, or just enough to outplay players when you're up close personal, but for long durations of runs, that you run out of stamina quicker as a victim. The only way you can make this work is by debuffing, or nerfing the victims in a way to make stealth-based gameplay. Because the mechanics in the game for stealth are not encouraged as much, and the only way you can do so is make the light sources around the map be more impactful, and be able to be in contact much more to actually promote that gameplay. Shadows and obviously of the booby trap lamps and such. I think that'd be a nice change for the game if they can do that. The next thing is number 12. There'll be new cosmetics for the family very soon, end of the month, if I call that right. Okay, cool. I'm expecting the new cosmetics to be based on the new characters, which is about to happen. 13, it'll be difficult to implement a friend list at this moment. This is because the way the system is in this game is kind of dog shit with the friend list, so issues there still. 14, there'll be more animations in the future, but not now. More animations in the future, but not now. I'm guessing executions. Like the actual kill animations. Number 15, there won't be a outfit for every other character, but we're just to open a say so with other figures to create unique skins in the future. So, those legendary skins, like that outfit there, you may most likely expect another one to happen in the future, where it's got a artist to work with the team, develop a skin for a certain character, what it may be, most likely Leatherface, and then from there, grab the buckaroos. And then you get the character with a new sound effect. That's pretty much it. There'll be additional ways to escape in the future. I was way too excited about this. Yeah, I can see this. The additional way to escape, in my mind, seems like the opportunity for the characters to actually grab some type of unique loot around the map, like a one-of-one loot that spawns around the map, and if they die, it disappears or it just drops in their body, what it may be. It's a hard to find loot. Maybe it has 10 locations in the map. They're very far from each other, and usually after opening one locked door that is in the basement, but the other doors from the middle of the map that opens to the exits is where you can find the key and utilize it. And I'm thinking this key will take you back to the basement or the middle of the map, and you find a hatch or some type of exit, which is exclusive to one player use. That's what I'm thinking. In my mind, that makes the most sense, and it will encourage players to actually look for this key instead of just dip, and have maybe extra benefit or extra XP for doing so. You know, that could be the benefit there. Unsure, but I feel like that'd be kind of fun. Number 17. They're open to acquire licenses from other movies from the same franchise, which means chopped up. So expect that, like DLC characters from the other movies within the franchise. It could be really fun to see what things could happen. What's his name? Vilmer, by Matthew McConaughey. Like, playing that character in this game could be kind of interesting. It's kind of like a Johnny, but it'll be kind of fun to see. Just see the likeness of the character. Maybe they get the guy to actually voice act as well. Could be fun. You never know. But that's still a potential. Like, none of that is guaranteed. That's just like potential just from seeing this statement here. Number 18. They find it silly to implement characters from the movie like Sally, as it wouldn't make sense. But if we want, they will do it. I get it. Why not? It's like the other games when they bring characters that don't make sense, but it just works because people want to see that character in the movie. In the game. So I don't think that's an issue at all. Number 19. One important thing they learned from Friday the 13th is that roadmaps aren't an option they're willing to explore for TCM. This is really bad. This is really, really bad. I'll be honest. I don't think that's a good idea. I think this is a really, really bad thing. Keeping your play base in the dark and not telling them about... Like, I get the idea of maybe not jumping the gun. No pun intended. No, not jumping the gun and explaining certain things too quickly. I get that. Because what if you don't fulfill that desire? I get that. But certain things like when a map will come out, when that character will come out, I think those are kind of more fixated and should be worked on early on. So then getting to that point when it's actually released, it can happen. I don't think it's that difficult to do so. So I can see that happening, and a roadmap can be very viable to provide that information to the public and to their core audience that want to keep playing this game for longevity. Compare it to Dead by Daylight. They have roadmaps. The game is successful. Makes sense. Compared to any other multiplayer game in the world that has a multiplayer experience that's based on versing someone else in a PvP online experience that has a roadmap. Guess what? They do pretty well. So I'm guessing they should do the same here. Yes, if you can't fulfill that promise, that becomes your fault more than anything, and that's maybe what they're trying to stop is the, oh my god, it's your fault for not releasing it. I get that, so don't jump the gun there when it comes to revealing something too early, like in the dev live stream, and instead be structured about it, highlight it, and upload it when you can, so it provides information to the core audience, which is a no-brainer to me. Number 20. They'll keep adding more maps and characters as long as we play the game and keep spoiling their work. This is now questionable to me. I don't like this. I like it and I don't like it. Hearing a statement like this means that the game has dropped off by like 9% players. 9% player base drop off, and then this statement here, to me, doesn't look good. I'm expecting players to play less of this game as the game goes on, because the nature of the game is very limited, and I don't see it expanding any further than it could because they missed out the opportunity to do so. But I can still see the game living with a small player base like Evil Dead, and then from there, hopefully it gets nurtured instead of being left behind. That would be the only case, but being left behind is always an option, as it is with the idea of like having a roadmap. It's an option. So you never know. So this, don't know, hope for the best. More maps, more characters, always better within any game. But obviously, that will come at a cost. Every character is $10 US. So keep that in mind, that you may waste more than the actual game cost by 2-3 times cost already when you go to these future aspects. But it's more maps for free, which I do like. 21. They are taking server problems very seriously and would like to report connectivity issues whenever it occurs. I don't think so. If this was being taken seriously, it's been a month. It's been one whole month. The game feels dead. I can tell you that I was just streaming earlier, or streaming right now, and we played 1 hour of the game. We only had one match happen. Every other match we got into, it was a DC. Internet ping too high. Error code this, error code that. I don't want to see it. I think a game that is based on a multiplayer experience, seeing these error codes are very punishing and do not promote the player to keep playing the game. So that, yes, is taken very seriously because their player base drop-off is so huge. So, understandable. And also, there's still plays on PlayStation, plays on Xbox and such, but that drop-off is still going to happen because the game is getting less and less interesting because nothing's really happened to the game. Let me see if anything else has happened. There's another one over here. There will be a single-player mod in the game. So, single-player mode. I get that. So, something like Friday the 13th. Maybe some missions here and there. Could be decent. Nothing too crazy. I think that will help out with the lore for this game because the Maria scenario or the Maria storyline that happens in the game, I think that'd be really fun to explore through a single-player mode, alongside having that being reinforced in the multiplayer maps as well, like Junkyard, the next map coming to the game. There'll be more events than other double XP. This could be interesting. This could promote actual fun gameplay. There'll be more events than other double XP. The only thing that I've seen them do right now is double XP because it encourages players to get back on the game and play the game for a weekend and get as much XP as they can to reach level cap, which that's why they've increased the level 9 level cap for players to come back and keep leveling up the characters. I understand that. But the only other events I can see them doing without changing the environment in any way is kind of weird. Like, what do? You change, like, the perks? You make everybody have a free perk? So everybody gets Sagwing Shadows, level 3 for free within that game? For that event? Like, what happens? Like, I can't see them doing much because they've already limited themselves from what they said earlier in this dev live stream they did recently. So, I don't know. I don't know what other events you could do that could be very encouraging, but the idea of other events essentially is like a special game mode, which will give a reason to play the game even further. So that could be fun. And the last point is, they might add helpful modes for players who don't use comms. Nothing silly though, so no dances or anything that can break immersion. I think that's good. I think pointing a direction and saying, come here, like with your hands like going towards you, you know, you just like doing that animation, you know what it is. Like same thing as Dead by Daylight. I think just having those two animations is enough to give someone information of what the hell's going on without being verbal about it, because many people are not using voice chat in this game anymore. Just because players who use voice chat have left the game. That's another thing too. But those are all the changes currently with the most recent update, or the most recent dev live stream that will be based on the future update for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which will be coming towards the end of this month. And I say that towards the end of the month because that's what's been hinted. Not here, but somewhere else has been hinted towards the end of the month that we get the content and also the new characters towards the end of the month. Is that guaranteed? Honestly, I'm a guessing man right now. Like, you're just going to guess. You just have to guess if it's guaranteed or not. So I bet that most likely that'll be a good opportunity for them to release it by November, because December is the Christmas spirit. Everybody wants to get something as a present, so they will use their money in that seasonal holiday to buy some characters in TCM. So I think that might be the case there. But there's all the change there. Do I think it's great? Do I think it's good? To me, it feels like I read it all, I'm like, yeah, and just it seems all right. Like I don't see anything crazy. You know, to me it just seems like the game's just there. It's trying to kick and keep itself alive, but is it gonna work? Is the question. It's the only issue I have with it right now. I do think low phase being not mandatory is gonna be costly for the game. All these other changes, like I just want to see more maps. Like I keep reading, I'm like, just where's the more maps? Where's my release date? You know, like I think that's just important. Just seeing that stuff there. But that's it for now. For when it comes down to the future state of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. If you have any other news, updates, or discussions about the game, we'll have it on the channel, so make sure to keep up to date. If you are new, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and also join our Discord, Preludia Game Stars for 10% off, and also btailmerch.com. Show your support, greatly appreciated, and tell me your opinions or thoughts in the comment section down below about this information that we discussed in this video. I'd love to know.